This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, August 27th, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. The Anne Arundel County Department of Health has issued an advisory against swimming, kayaking, paddleboarding, and other direct water contact for the Herald Harbor Community Beach on the Severn River in Crownsville. They issued the advisory because of high bacterial levels found at the beach, water samples taken recently, and this is the enterococci bacteria. The EPA levels recommend 104 parts per million, and this tested at 273, so it is quite elevated. The health department does advise people coming into contact with the affected water to wash well with soap and warm water immediately, and clothing should also be washed as well. You can find out more information at aahealth.org/Herald Harbor Water Advisory. And right now it looks like the next test is going to be on September 3rd, so you probably should avoid the water through September 3rd. Sliding down the road a little bit on Harry Truman Parkway to the Department of Park and Recreations. They have announced that beginning September 1st, all regional park entry fees will be reinstated. If you'll remember back in March, County Executive Pittman waived all the fees. A couple of weeks ago, they turned around and re-implemented the weekend fees, and now September 1st, they're going to be reinstating all of the daily park entrance fees. The daily entrance fee is $6, an annual pass is $30, and actually I learned over this weekend that there is a lifetime pass available for $40 for those that are over 60. Now, the kind man at the gatehouse at Quiet Waters Park explained that to me and suggested I go to the visitor center to get one, and he narrowly escaped with his life. This does apply to Downs Park, Fort Smallwood Park, Jug Bay Wetlands Sanctuary, Kinder Farm Park, Lake Waterford Park, as well as Quiet Waters. And following up on a story we brought you yesterday, and this is a sad end to a story which I think we all kind of realized was going to end this way, but the Natural Resources Police has recovered the body of the missing boater from yesterday's accident on the South River. A 41-foot cabin cruiser struck the port side of a small 12-foot John boat, sending the two people in that boat over. One was recovered with minor injuries. The other was missing. They mounted a search, did not come up with anything last night, and Robert Stupp, 68, from Frederick, was recovered just after noon today. So our thoughts and our prayers go out to the family of Mr. Stupp, a very unfortunate accident on the waters of Anne Arundel County. In other boating news, face it, the fun part of boating is letting the Chesapeake Bay wind blow through your hair as you hoist the sails or maybe push the throttle forward on the dash, but getting in and out safely is key. Boaters typically find launching, retrieving, and docking boats the most intimidating parts of the activity, and they would prefer to have a judgment-free place to practice those skills. And yeah, I can concur with that. Nothing worse than having a bunch of captains watching your skills. Well, the Marine Trades Association of Maryland and the Department of Natural Resources and the Boat U.S. Foundation for Safety and Clean Water are going to do something about that with a series of free clinics called Welcome to Boating. They're going to teach new boaters and actually experienced boaters that may need some practice how to properly launch, retrieve, load, and dock a trailerable boat. Now, the dates are tonight from 4 to 7 p.m., September 1st from 4 to 7 p.m., and September 3rd from 4 to 7 p.m. There are only 30 reservations available for each date. Again, it is free. It's happening at Sandy Point State Park, and it will cost you $4 per person to get into the park. You will be required to wear masks, and if you want to make a reservation, you want to go to mtam.org. That stands for Marine Trades Association of Maryland.org. Click on the events link, and then there will be a link right there where you can register for free. I don't know how they stand for tonight's clinic, but I do know that there are spaces available for September 1st and September 3rd. So if you need to brush up on your skills, there's a free way to do it and get out on the water safely. All right, that does wrap up the news for us today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we're going to be updating these stories and more. If you are someplace where you can leave a rating or a review, please do that. And please make sure all your friends and family and colleagues know how to get a hold of the podcast, how to subscribe, and if they feel like it, how to give us a rating. It is Thursday, so of course we do have Trevor standing by with your Annapolis Makerspace Maker Minutes, and as we have every day, George Young is standing by with your local DMV weather forecast. All of that right after this quick message from Rick Peters from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, August 27th. Yesterday was a relatively nice day for the Annapolis region with sunshine and temps in the 80s for highs, but today and tomorrow we'll go back to full-on summertime heat with highs each day in the 90s and heat index values in the 95 to 105 degree range, along with a slight chance of storms each day before temps back off a bit into the 85 to 92 degree range on Saturday, where it is expected that the Annapolis area will see some rain and breezy winds from the remnants of Hurricane Laura as it moves through after making landfall earlier this morning around the Texas and Louisiana border. But that storminess should move through Anne Arundel County pretty quickly, with sunshine and much nicer temps to follow Sunday through at least next Tuesday, with highs only in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DC MDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and use our website each day at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Hi everybody, this is Brian Grivis, the publisher of The Duck Pen. I've been podcasting for almost 10 years, and I'll be making my return to podcasting this September with the Duck Pen Podcast. We'll be talking about the things that matter in your life: news, politics, sports, culture. We'll be looking at those things from a state, local, and national level, and we'll be talking to the people who are making those things happen. Subscribe now by visiting anchor.fm/theduckpin, or search for The Duck Pen, DUCKPIN, in your favorite podcast app or on YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at The Duck Pen. Subscribe today so you don't miss a single episode of The Duck Pen Podcast coming this September. To learn more about The Duck Pen, visit theduckpen.com.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker's Minute, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. On Saturday, the Books for International Goodwill is having another one of their big book sales. Created by the Parole Rotary Club of Annapolis, they take in books that need new homes, identify groups both domestic and international who need books and have limited resources to buy them, and ship books to those who need them. Local book sales provide revenue to meet expenses, as well as helping provide a wide selection of books on every topic at extremely reasonable rates. By the way, after a brief hiatus, they're accepting book donations once again. On Sunday at the Maryland Theater for the Performing Arts, check out Brunch and Art a la carte with Kim Hubble, with brunch and beverages served on the MTPA's outdoor terrace. Also on Sunday, Whimsico Framing on Chickapin Round Road is hosting the Chesapeake Show Art Show reception featuring local artists showing scenes of Annapolis in the Chesapeake Bay region. Blended Essentials in Serrano Park has another summer camp next week. They'll be making candles, soaps, bath bombs, lotions, and more. Next week's theme is travel. Wine and Design in Annapolis has some more take-home kits and virtual classes. This week, check out Floral Pop Keenan and Nala Date Night, Bob Marley, Seasons Change, Covered Bridge, as well as a DIY You Choose take-home kit. Go along with the virtual class. Also check out their 5-slot Bring 5 Friends class tomorrow night, and an on-demand virtual class where you can pick from a selection of different paintings. The Kid Museum in Bethesda has some more DIY workshops. This week they're featuring a bunch of their favorites again, with lessons like bridge building, bird feeders, household mini golf, car engineering, and bubble science workshops. Also, you can check out their previous Make It DIY weeks with kid robotics, music makers, nature explorers, code makers, machines and mechanisms, around the world, Kid Carnival, Kid City, Spy Kids, Chain Reaction Challenge, Earth Week, Home Engineering, Kid Outdoors, Kid Arcade, as well as transportation, each one with 5 different exercises to explore. Also for educators, you should check out Kid Museum's Make It Classroom, virtual science programming, featuring either semester or year-long programming, aligned with the next generation science standards that can be seamlessly integrated into a science class, STEM elective, or enrichment setting for elementary students. The Annapolis Streaming Facebook group, now just called Annapolis Music, has more online streaming concerts, including another Live Art Maryland's Quarantini concert tonight, another Doc Pine's Doomsday Brunch, number 13 this time on Sunday. Tuesday is Oh Susanna Children's Music, Tuneful Tuesday. Larry Lay has a few live streams this week, including Middleton Tavern tomorrow, Brian Baru on Wednesday, and also check out Larry Lay at Dinner Under the Stars on Saturday night. Spencer Joyce has some more live streams as well. There's one tomorrow, 2 on Monday, 2 on Wednesday, and be sure to check out the other live music events on the Annapolis Music Facebook group as well, such as tonight at the Annapolis Town Center is Vinyl and Vino, a fun night of wine cocktails, braise boxes, and sweet boxes provided by Vintage Views Wandering Bar, as well as tunes spun by DJ Crawdad. And tomorrow night, SOFO, the South of Forest Drive Business Association, has a drive-in movie night and swap meet. There'll be free live music from Stefan Hauer, followed by Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Food and drink will be available for purchase from Grumps as well as Papa John's. And there's lots more live in-person events at the Annapolis Music Facebook group, supporting local businesses as well as local musicians. At the Ray of Light studio this week on Saturday, check out their watercolor virtual happy hour. They'll be painting oyster shells in watercolor. At Art Farm, there's a few virtual classes still coming up. Next week, the virtual pencil, charcoal, and watercolor class starts. And as always, check out Art Farm's virtual art gallery with a bunch of art for sale from local artists. At the Benjamin Banneker Museum and Park in Ellicott City, tomorrow as well as Saturday, is Cricket Crawl 2020. Mr. Banneker was fascinated by a locust, as he called cicadas, as well as crickets, recording their appearance in his nature journal. In this program, check out the calls of 6 insect songsters, then go outside and listen for them in this annual Cricket Crawl Citizen Science Weekend. Also on Saturday, check out Mr. Banneker and his squash guitar. Explore the idea of Mr. Banneker owning a gourd instrument, how he would have made it, and what he would have played, as well as the role of music in the 1700s. On Sunday, check out Solitary Bees 2 Native Pollinator Series. Using bee specimens, look at the process of field identification of native bees. And then on Wednesday, check out Monarch Mania. Learn all about the amazing monarch butterfly and its epic journey to Mexico. Look for monarchs to tag and release, and take home a plant to help monarchs in your yard. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library System, they still have a bunch of weekday Facebook Live story times for kids, including bilingual story times. Today, check out the groundwater approach, building a practical understanding of structural racism, an interactive presentation on the nature and impact of structural racism and what it looks like across institutions. Tomorrow, there's another great movies discussion, this time featuring Maurice, a story of coming to terms with one's sexuality and identity in the face of disapproval and misunderstanding in pre-World War I English society, starring Hugh Grant. And you can watch it through the library's Access to Canopy with a K. On Saturday, they're having a trivia night for adults. On Monday, check out COVID-19 and racial justice, responding to dual pandemics. Also on Monday, check out Mondays Are Murder, online true crime discussion. This month's discussion centers around the Swartz family killings. On Wednesday, there's an early reader book club for ages 6 through 10, as well as another intro to library ebooks and streaming to show you what the library has as far as electronic and digital media that you can borrow or stream. And finally, at Annapolis Makerspace, tonight, check out our bi-weekly open house and new member orientation night. If you want to see what the shop is like before you join, tonight's a good night to drop by. And also next Tuesday is our monthly Fusion 360 3D design workshop. If you have any questions about 3D design, particularly with Autodesk Fusion 360, drop on into this online discussion, and I'm sure we can help you out. You can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website at makeannapolis.org. Try to have fun and stay safe out there. And remember, whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.